Oh, what's up, ladies? This is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. You guys are everywhere where I am. You know, I'm walking down the neighborhood. You guys are there creeping in the background, in the shadows and shit. But yeah, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about how to love yourself, how to really love yourself. Because a lot of the times, most of our relationships are there to help us love ourselves vicariously through other people. That's how we love ourselves. We only love ourselves if other people say we're worthy of love. You know, so it's kind of like you trying to tell yourself you're awesome, as opposed to somebody else that you don't know tells you you're awesome. You can feel the difference. There is a huge difference in how people compliment you and whatnot. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to find that self-love and how to really love yourself. Not based on superficial social standards that will always fluctuate depending on how you value yourself, but based on something that cannot be changed or removed or taken away from you, all right? So essentially, most people love themselves by compartmentalizing themselves, but by observing the good parts about themselves and suppressing the negative parts. They try to highlight the good parts about themselves, which is to say, if they're if they're rich, they'll try to really show that they're rich and try to, as much as possible, to hide how poor they are. All right, and then what tends to happen is that amplification also has a seed of lying. You begin to lie to yourself because you know that that's not just you, but you want to put that out there for the sake of the validation. So most of the time, most people want a good relationship with themselves. That's the thing. You want to love yourself. The problem is that when you love yourself, that means you're going to need to find reasons to love yourself. And the issue with that is that every single time you find a reason, that can easily be taken away from you by other people's interpretation of you, or by simply like time running by. For example, if you love yourself and you derive your love from yourself by how good looking you are, you see yourself in the mirror and you see how fine you really look, and you're like, damn, I look fine. And I'm like, damn, you do look fine, right? But imagine you're looking at yourself in the mirror and then suddenly you get older. What happens? Did you really love yourself, or was that just situational based love? Most people have situational based love. Most people just need to cling on to things to be happy, to really find happiness and love. And that's the issue. It's the desire to cling on to a fact in order to validate yourself and to love yourself. And that's what I'm going to be heading to. You're saying that you are, when you say you hate yourself or you love yourself, who is the self that you're pointing to? You cannot look at for example, if you try to look at the emotion that you feel for yourself, you begin to notice that those emotions are just physical sensation. When you begin to look at the thoughts, at the concept of who you are, like me, you begin to see that the concept is just a thought, a little fragment of thoughts happening in your brain. So you can't really point to yourself when you say, I love myself. You can't really point to yourself. You can only point to your ego. You can only point to the contents of your mind. But then, who are you? You're none of that. Once you notice that you're nowhere to be found inside of your consciousness, you begin to realize that you're not the contents of your consciousness, but rather you are the consciousness itself. And suddenly, when you're able to do that, it's the weirdest realization, but suddenly you feel that peace inside of you. And it's not even about loving yourself. It's about being at peace with yourself, being at peace with the good and the bad. And that comes through observing every aspect of yourself, and particularly the aspects of yourself that you're suppressing. You see what I'm saying? So, on a continual basis, I want you to ask yourself, am I trying to feel better at this moment? Every single time you hate yourself, that you experience an emotion of hate towards yourself, is your desire to love yourself, because the feeling of hate is undesirable. So, what you're really trying to do is to really just find peace within yourself, and you cannot find it. So what you have to do then, if you're trying to find peace, stop trying to find peace. If you're trying to love yourself, stop trying to love yourself, because when you're trying to love yourself, you're trying to look for things, and those things will change. So if you're trying to love yourself by looking better, by dressing better, fine, but that's not going to really last, because one day you're going to get old as fuck. It's just going to happen. So what are you going to do then? What you have to realize is you're none of those things. None of that thing is going to find you happiness. It's going to find you love. But rather, the more you look deeper into that, the more you try to find yourself in things, the content of your mind, the more unhappy you're going to become. It's just how it is. It's like trying to fight fire with fire. So what you have to do is practice presence. Notice the parts of yourself that you hide. Notice the parts of yourself that you compartmentalize. Notice yourself trying to give off an impression. Notice yourself trying to feel better. Notice yourself hating yourself. Simply notice the object of your awareness of trying to find love and happiness. Observe the parts in yourself that you suppressing. To love yourself, you got to begin to observe the judgment. It's not to change yourself. It's to simply notice yourself loving and hating yourself. Because you cannot really love yourself. You can only find peace with yourself. And the best way to find peace is to observe every aspect of yourself. That's what loving yourself is. Hating yourself is suppressing the different aspects of yourself. Loving yourself loving yourself in terms of what I'm talking about is not finding one aspect and highlighting it, but rather seeing all the aspects of yourself and seeing them for where they are. And not judging the good parts and the bad parts, but rather allowing all of those parts to be there in one complete whole. And that comes through presence, the practice of mindfulness. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be doing a more detailed and more elaborate video that's more structured. I just wanted to make this video to see how it comes out if I freestyle it. But generally speaking, I'll be honest with you, I love myself. But there are times when I do suppress myself. There are times when I try to not notice certain parts of myself. There are times that I judge myself. There are times when I say, fuck you. There's times I say, like, piece of shit, god damn, what the fuck you did that? You're so stupid. Like, those things arise. To say that they don't arise is not human. To say that they don't arise is kind of stupid. So what you have to do is just become aware of it. You got to have compassion with your body. She's beautiful. You gotta have compassion with yourself, compassion with the negative aspects of yourself, because you gotta realize you're trying to be happy. Your brain is trying to make you happy, and you gotta have compassion with yourself, man. Yeah, it's not easy loving yourself. It's not easy, but you have to have compassion for yourself. Failing at loving yourself, your body's trying to do the best it can, but it's only limited to a certain aspect. There's the consciousness, the electricity behind every electronic. The awareness behind the experience that would enable you to love yourself, not through picking certain aspects, but by becoming aware of all of those things that you're trying to suppress and bringing them out in full consciousness. I know it sounds so new agey and shit, but this worked. I'm telling you, man. Anyway, this is Alex from mindfulattraction.org, and take care and have a good day. Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women of power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6 we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you can pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.